Today we're making a simple stretch bracelet. It can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, even if you're a noob. These are great. They can be layered with all kinds of jewelry, so let's jump right in. You're going to need elastic cord. I chose 0.5 millimeter. You're going to need some sort of spacer bead. We have the gold Hishi pattern bead here. You're going to need some other smaller accent bead. We have the gray mist recycled glass bead in 7 millimeter. And some other beads, which I really like right now, are these Hishi beads. They're from Ghana, and some of them are actually made from recycled vinyl records. So cool. We have all different kinds of colors on the website, so make sure you check it out. Let's dive in. You're gonna need your elastic cord, really to just be a little bit bigger than your wrist. It can be as simple as measuring it out this way, but leave yourself some extra space so you have some room to work. And you're gonna start threading your beads. Now, these vinyl beads are very thin, so if you have a bead wire at home, use that, but if you don't, that's okay. I found a trick here. What you can do is take a little chunk at a time. So we have these 4 millimeter beads here. Just take a chunk into your thumbs, then take your elastic cord and feed it through the hole. It's much easier to do it this way than trying to feed individual beads through, because as you can see, they are very thin. So we'll just start this way. And keep in mind that you want to keep your work on some sort of bead board or on the table, because it is always heartbreaking if you're holding your work in the air and it drops and your beads go everywhere. So we'll just continue at this pace. Take a chunk in between your finger and your thumb and then thread it through the hole. And what I really like about these vinyl beads is that they're very light. So you can layer them with anything that you have in your closet, gold, silver, any other kinds of beads. And like I said, on the website, they have all different colors, so you can choose the colors that fit your fancy. I like these multicolored ones because I like to wear more solid base with my clothing. So I like to spice it up with some jewelry, some color. This is the Spice Medley you can find online. They have like reggae medley beads. They have all different kinds of medleys, like just a black and white if you want to be classic that way. After you get a good set of these vinyl beads onto your cord, we're going to start adding our accents. So first you're going to do one of these little patterned Hishi beads, excuse me, and then a recycle bead, and then, let me move some of these things out of the way so you can see a little bit better. We'll come here. And then another one of those patterned Hishi beads. And we'll just put a little space between. The thing, because these are so thin, I don't think you need to count them out. Just kind of eyeball it. So I'm gonna do a little less than what I've been doing as a chunk between my thumb and forefinger, and go between that accent bead that I just created, and then repeat the process. So you'll take that gold patterned Hishi bead, and then a recycled glass bead. And you can use any sort of beads. You could do pearls, you could do beads with letters on them, you could get creative with what you want your bracelet to look like. Okay, so we're gonna keep repeating that process. I like to do the rule of 3 or 5, the rule of odds. It just looks nicer to me on your wrist versus having even numbers. So we're gonna do a set of 5 of these accent beads, and then that'll wrap up our bracelet. Now, because these beads are small, you may be hunched over your working table right now. Don't forget to breathe. Sometimes I forget to breathe. And like I said, we're just eyeballing the same amount between the beads because they're so thin. So we're gonna take those beads through, and we have 2 more sets of our accents, another one of the Hishis, and a gold glass recycled, and a Hishi. Last little set of approximate vinyl beads through there. And our last one. So again, rule of 3, rule of 5. It's great to have a beadboard under you because you're going to drop something. And beadboards are great to catch, otherwise these beads will bounce on a table or some kind of hard surface. So if you can get a beadboard, I would do that, or some kind of cloth underneath you if you have it at home. All right, so now we're gonna wrap it up. So we take our beads, and if you lose some on the way, don't worry about it. Because like I said, they are very thin and very light. And you can always grab more. I'm going to take a moment and measure this with my wrist. You can just hold both sides and see how much more space you need. As you can see here, we need a little bit more for this to fit my wrist perfectly. Usually about 6 to 7 inches is how long you want your bracelet to be if you just have like a medium-sized wrist. Bracelets are anywhere from 6 inches to 10 inches in width. So just base it on whatever you need. I'm going to do a few more, and then we'll be done. Now, you don't really need any tools to finish this bracelet, just scissors. But I really like this GS Hypo Cement, which I'll show you in a moment. So we finished our bracelet. We're gonna tie a simple knot, like a square knot. Now, here's my little secret trick I'm gonna give you. Don't tell anyone. You're on top like this, pull one of the strings underneath and tie one more knot. This will ensure that your knot doesn't slip. Because a lot of people say they don't like elastic bracelets because they like loosen and come apart easily, but this is the trick. So you've tied your knot. You're gonna take your Hypo Cement. One bottle of this Hypo Cement will last you a very long time because a little goes a long way. Now this stuff does come out fast. So this is one that I've used. This is a brand new one. But this one, like I said, lasts a long time. So this will start coming out. You will go to where you tied your knot, pull apart your beads, and you're going to dab the Hypo Cement all around that knot. Set that down to rest. I give it about 5 minutes because it just gives it time to dry. You'll close up your Hypo Cement. You're good to go. After that dries, you'll just cut off the excess of the elastic string and you'll have a simple stretch bracelet. There you have it, folks. We've made it super simple for you. Click the Add to Cart button below and you'll get all the pieces that you need to make your own simple stretch bracelets. I'm Allie Lovelace. We'll see you next week.